podcast. It's an emergency edition of the Arrowhead Addict podcast. I am Matt Verder. I'm flying solo today. Look, huge news for the Chiefs and Packers game. Look, let's get it right out of the way. Aaron Rodgers has reportedly tested positive for COVID, according to NFL Network, through both Ian Rappaport and another reporter there, I believe it was Tom Pelissero. Rodgers is unvaccinated, which means he is ineligible to play this game. If he were vaccinated, he could have had a shot to play. He would have needed back-to-back negative tests and been asymptomatic. But again, reportedly unvaxxed, despite the fact that he said he was immunized back in August, apparently did not get the vaccine. And so he's not going to be able to play. What does that mean? It means Jordan Love will be up for this game. He was, of course, their first-round pick a year ago. He has not played in an NFL game, or at least not started an NFL game. This is going to be his first crack at it at Arrowhead in a standalone national game in the later window. So a huge opportunity for Jordan Love, but a bigger one for the Chiefs. And I want to start here. Look, first things first. Hopefully Rodgers is fine. Okay, COVID, I get it. We're not going into that realm, but COVID is still a real thing. It's a serious thing. I hope he's okay. But we're dealing strictly football related here. Okay, so from a football standpoint, without Rodgers, they're a whole different team. And I see it, Kevin, even without Rodgers, the Chiefs are going to get crushed. Hey, look, could the Chiefs lose this game? Yeah, they could absolutely lose this game. The Chiefs have proven anything and everything is on the table this season with this team. But without Rodgers being in this game, it absolutely changes the complexion of it, okay? You're not going to throw anything at Aaron Rodgers that he has not seen in his 15-plus years in the league. He's seen every coverage, every pressure package. He's faced Spagnuolo many times. Like, he knows what to expect. Jordan Love has never started an NFL game. He's obviously going to be a hell of a lot more of a raw player. Spagnuolo, we've all aired out our frustration this year with the way they've played Sorensen, the way they've played Neiman, different things they've done. One thing about his defenses, though, they are complex. They bring unique pressure packages. And so with that in mind, I do think this is a little bit of a rough spot for Jordan Love. It is in a tough stadium to play against a coordinator who brings a lot of different stuff. And he's unorthodox. And so, look, the good news if you're the Packers, Jordan Love now has 5 days to prepare for the game, okay? The bad news is Jordan Love's playing and it's not Aaron Rodgers. I mean, look, I get being down on the Chiefs. If you were here on Monday night, I killed the Chiefs after they lost to the Giants. And I still think they can lose this game. The Chiefs right now, everything's on the table. But the Packers defense has struggled a lot this year. They were without Jair Alexander, who's their star corner. They're without Zadarius Smith, who is their best pass rusher. Defensively, I do believe they're going to have a little bit of a hard time holding up. I think the Chiefs should be able to do something, although, of course, the Chiefs have done nothing offensively the last 2 weeks. So that's more a question of can the Chiefs get right more than can the Packers hold them, in my opinion. Hiking and filming, I see you. I still think it'll be a tough game, but at least we have another rusher. Yeah, listen, and that's true. Melvin Ingram's going to be there as well. We'll see what kind of role he has as he comes in and tries to immerse himself into the team. But there's no question, again, from a football standpoint, and Christian's a good question. Will Ingram player will hold him out? I would think he'll play a limited role. That's just my guess. We're going to probably find out more in a few hours when Coach Reed talks. But I would think that he'll play some role, right? Look, beyond that, I think the big storyline, other than just Rodgers isn't going to be able to play, this is, from a football standpoint, the biggest break the Chiefs could have ever asked for. I am of the opinion, I said this on Monday, I thought the Packers were going to kill the Chiefs because they were getting Adams back, Marquez Valdes-Scantling coming back, David Bakhtiari, their left tackle, potentially coming back. I mean, you're talking major players. It felt like it had all the makings of a game where the Packers were just going to come in and score 40. And now, all of a sudden, look, I understand the Packers still have some really good players in this team. Without Rodgers, none of it works. you just can play them differently. You're not going to play them the same way with Jordan Love as you would with Aaron Rodgers, right? Like with Rodgers, you're going too deep. You're playing back. You're letting Aaron Jones beat you. The Chiefs now don't have to let Aaron Jones beat him. And to be fair to the Chiefs, have actually been really good against the run here the last 3 weeks. Really good, including against Derrick Henry. So, I think all of a sudden the way you play them changes. And Kevin, I see the Tyrann Mathieu comments. Look, give me 1 sec, okay? And I'll jump to that because I think that's still fair. It's still recent enough. Edric, I was hoping to see Rodgers on the other side. Look, I understand your point about the yips. I think for Mahomes, it's a Mahomes thing. I don't think it matters who's on the other side. I understand the idea of, hey, getting up for a game. They still have to get it done. I think if you're the Chiefs, look, I see you dropping in the odds there. The snow drop, man. Like the Chiefs definitely, it went from a pick 'em. I'm sure I haven't seen the line. It's probably going to go up to the Chiefs being favored by 7 or 8 points. I mean, that's how much Rodgers matters. Okay. And you're only going to see a line shift like that for an elite quarterback. Guys, it's kind of like, look, put aside for a second that Mahomes is struggling. It's like if Mahomes didn't play and Chad Henne played. Like, yeah, you still have good players, but we'd all be sitting here saying the same thing. They're screwed. They're not going to win the game. Now, I'm not ready to go there yet because this season's just been so bizarre. But if you watch Jordan Love in the preseason, and I can honestly say I did. I watched, I don't want to say every snap, but quite a few of them. He had some really nice throws. He also made some brutal mistakes. I would expect Spagnuolo is going to try to heat him up in this game and get a pick or two out of him. But hey, you know what? They've got to go out and win the game. You never know how this is all going to shake. And the Packers got a break in 2019, right? Yeah, I mean, right. And that was a game where Mahomes had to miss because of the knee. And Oregon, I hear you. You know what? You'd rather see Rodgers and get a real test. I understand that. I get that mindset. And I think that's a good mindset to have. But at the same point, the Chiefs just need to win games right now. And if you're the Chiefs, again, you hope Rodgers gets better. But from a football standpoint, this is an ungodly break for the Chiefs. An ungodly break for the Chiefs. I mean, this is a game that, let's be real, you could either take the optimistic standpoint and say they could have lost this game, and they still, of course, could, but you could also take the realistic standpoint of they're probably going to lose this game the way they've been playing. Now, I think the realistic standpoint is they should win this game. And the optimistic standpoint is they better win this game. So, and if you're the Chargers, you're the Raiders, you got to be kidding me. That's a huge, huge turn of events. And Kevin, since I see you, and I appreciate you watching, I really do. Look, I'll say this. With Tyrann Mathieu, you have every right to feel that way. And with Hitchens, the same thing. If you want to loathe those guys going forward because of what they said about the toxicity of the fan base, that's your right. It was a dumb comment. It was a dumb comment. And that's why they had to hold a press conference for Tyrann Mathieu to apologize for it. Okay? I personally look at it like he said it. He shouldn't have said it. It was ridiculous, and it was wrong. At the same point, for me personally, I just say, look, I can't sit there and worry about it. But Kevin, you got every right, man. You got every right to be pissed about it. You put your money and your time into the team. You got every right to be pissed. So you do you, Kevin. I don't blame you. Back to this game real quick. Listen, how do you think the media is going to treat Rodgers? I think rightfully so. Regardless of your stance on COVID, I think people are going to be more pissed because you lied about it. I think people are going to be pissed because you lied about it. Apparently lied about it. And I don't blame people for being pissed about it. Gonzo says double Adams and blitz the run. I agree. I would take Adams out of this game. I'd make Jordan Love beat him any other way because don't forget Robert Tonyan, their tight end, is out. Got hurt. He's out for the season. If I'm the Chiefs, I'm taking Adams out of this game with a double, and I'm just saying, look, if you're beating me with Valdes Scantling and Alan Lazard. Fine. I'm not worried about that. Try and beat me. We'll see if it's coming out party. Right now, this team needs to win. Okay? I'm sorry. Marty says, I'm sorry, but if Spags keeps dragging out Sorensen and Neiman, it doesn't matter who's a QB. I mean, look, it definitely helps the QB, but it matters. It matters who's a QB, guys. It just does. Rodgers is the reigning MVP. He's unbelievably talented. And again, I think like a lot like Brady, he has so much experience. He sees everything. He knows everything. It matters. It matters big time who the quarterback is in this game. Like, you're going from a top 3, top 5 quarterback in the league to a guy who has never played it down. I mean, it has no chemistry. I mean, he hasn't taken a first team rep all year. It matters. It really matters. If Ed, by the way, I'm with you. If they ship Bolton for Hitchens, there should be an absolute fervor out of Chiefs fans. There's no way they can do that. Look, I think Hitchens should play some downs, but Bolton and Gay, it's been, I don't want to say revolutionary, but it has been a jolt for this defense. Okay, so I'm with you 100% all the way. By the way, thank you so much for watching on YouTube. If you're watching, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Really appreciate it. Trying to interact with everybody, trying to get all the questions. I know I'm missing a few. I'm sorry. I'm trying the best I can. But if you give a thumbs up, really, really, really would appreciate it. And by the way, and I see the comment, and we're going to find out more. I don't want to editorialize too much, but the Snowdrop Man says, Rodgers has not been following protocols from vaccinated players. Did he lie to the NFL? If he lied to the NFL, they're going to hammer him. They're going to hammer him if they lie. Okay? So that's a fair question. If it ends up coming out that he lied, they can prove that he is going to get hammered. And I wouldn't be surprised the team gets fined too, even though it's not really on the team. Let me just see. So Ian Rappaport saying 14 minutes ago tweeted out, Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers' quote is saying he's been, quote, immunized by the letter of the law in the NFL that does not equal vaccinated. So that very interesting. I mean, this is going to be a developing story. This is going to be a very, 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 very drawn out story. Okay. The earliest you can come back is Saturday, November 13th, per Adam Schefter. This is a big deal. I mean, not only for this game, but for the NFL. I mean, this could have long-reaching effects. You never know how things are going to shake out. Dan, I appreciate it. Doing the best we can here. Really, really, really happy to have every fan on board. Love talking to all you guys. I always say fans know more about football than 99% of people you'll ever hear talking on a television, and I think Chief fans prove that all the time. Listen, it's going to be really interesting, though. I mean, look, we'll take a few more minutes here of everybody's time. Have any questions, fire away. But I think what the Chiefs are going to do, again, if you joined us a little bit after we started, with Jordan Love starting in this game, I think Spagnuolo is going to go after Love considerably in this game. I would expect them to bring some pressure. I do think they'll double Adams. I think they'll run blitz. It's got to be, if you're the Chiefs, you've got to just go after him in this game and say, go ahead, beat us. I think it's a big chore for Love. He's never started an NFL game. He's in Arrowhead, and the Chiefs have to win. Robert, appreciate that. What's the earliest D-Jax news would come out? You should hear something today in terms of waiver claim. I believe today you would hear that news later this evening. So we'll see. Every player goes through waiver claims now that we're past the trade deadline. Normally, if you have 4 years of service, you don't have to go through waivers, but after the deadline, you do. So, and it goes in order of record. So we'll see what happens. But the Chiefs at 4-4 are right in the middle of it. Packers without Rodgers are a lifetime supply of Count Chocula. Well, one thing's for a life, so give me the Count Chocula, of course. My God, my blood sugar is probably through the damn roof at this point, but it is what it is. We all make sacrifices in this life. Joel, explain to me why they're not featuring Josh Gordon. I wish I could, Joel. I think they're trying to work him into the offense, but I'm with you. They got to play him more. He's got to see more of the field. Hardman actually picked up production lately, but I'm with you. He's got to get on the field. Is the whole Mahomes can't read defenses thing. The Mahomes can't read defenses thing is bullshit. That's not true. And listen, I know it was tweeted ISA, and I responded to it by someone who covers the league. Listen, it's nonsense. Mahomes can read a cover 2 defense. He's struggling because he's not being patient with it. Okay. Want to see Ingram and Clark on the outside, Jones on the inside. Michael, that's how they better play it. That's how you got to play it. Gonzo, this should add some much needed confidence to his defense. Hey, listen, you got to go out and win this game. You got Jordan Love in there. I mean, come on. You got to win this game. You've got to win this game, get the 5-4, and then go play the Raiders. And all of a sudden, you could really tighten that division, right? I mean, you've got to win it. Am I crazy to want to see 20-plus carries from Gore? I don't know, 20-plus. I'd like to see him at least 12 to 15 carries again, minimum. The kid's good. He's talented. Like, I don't understand how last week the guy rushes and looks like Walter Payton at the end of the first half, and then three carries in the second half of the game. I'm totally with you. Derek Gore, give him the football. This is the game. We just had one lobbed right over the center. I agree. This is like the hanging curveball from all time. The Packers are built a lot like most teams with elite quarterbacks. Okay. They're built completely around that quarterback. Completely around that quarterback. You have to win this. Again, it's like when the Chiefs don't have Mahomes, right? Like and I get right now he's struggling, but let's call it what it is, right? Like without Mahomes, they're dead in the water. They just are. Without Rodgers, the Packers are a totally different football team. Oregon fishing, my man. Love it, no problem. Happy to be honest about what I see with the team. Todd, does this give Spags enough lead time to scheme? Yeah, no, they should have plenty of time. And honestly, I think let's be real, it's just easier to scheme for Jordan Love. Maybe you scheme a little bit more for a little RPO action, stuff like that. But yeah, they should be okay there. What are my thoughts on the whole Henry Ruggs situation? Look, God's sad, awful. 23-year-old woman loses her life in what sounds like a brutal way to go. It's tragic. I thought the Raiders, the organization, did the right thing by just cutting bait immediately. Just an awful situation. Awful. I don't have anything else to add other than I hope justice is served. And for Henry Ruggs, I hope that he spends the rest of his life doing good, because that is as tragic as it gets. And of course, from a football standpoint, yeah, it's a crippling blow to the Raiders. He is their deep ball threat. It's going to make it harder on Waller and Renfro because there's not as much room to operate underneath. I give the Raiders a lot of credit for overcoming all the stuff with Gruden. This stuff with Ruggs, I don't know. I mean, that is just a crushing emotional blow, along with just everything going on the football field. Should Ingram be able to start and play a significant amount? I think he'll play a lot more quicker than Gordon because he's been playing. He's in football shape, all that stuff, and you're not learning routes and concepts. I think he'll play a lot quicker. Dan, I said, what's up with Gordon? I have no idea. I think it's just really going to be something where he's got to get on the field sooner rather than later. But, they're taking it really slow. I think they're taking it too slow, but that's just me. Gore looked great. Wonder if he's limited. Maybe a little bit limited because of his knowledge of the pass game. But, Mike, get him the football. Run the ball. Like, I will say this. If they run the ball 25 times this weekend, he better see at least 2/3 of the carries. Can you explain to me the constant mass media take that the Lions not playing well? I just think people don't watch the damn games. I really do. Guys, the more I do this for a living, the more I learn in life. Like, it's okay to just say you don't know. There's plenty of things I don't know about the NFL. I try to watch every game. I try to go back and watch every game on Game Pass. As the year goes on, if a team's really awful, I won't sit there and watch the Texans. I'll be the first to admit that. I think a lot of times people just, whatever. They watch other games, and then they look at the Chiefs, and they see Mahomes was sacked twice. Oh, the offensive line didn't play well. It's like, well, not really. It's not really true, but go on and do what you got to do. All right, let me try to zip through these quick here as we wrap up. I never understand how these guys don't take try. Yeah, I mean, guys, there's a program in the NFL. If you're an NFL player, there's a number you can call, and they will pick you up, no questions asked, and take care of you. That program has been in for, I think, 15, 20 years. Do you think Pat would be better served reading short to long? Right now, yes. Yes, usually you're always taught long to short. Right now, yes. 3-step, 5-step, get the ball out. The way they played the first drive with the Giants, the quick game, I think that's how you got to go right now. Yeah. Let's see. If you could place any player from a past Chiefs game onto this team, who would it be? Derek Thomas. Not even blink. Derek Thomas. Do you think PM might be hurt? Maybe. It's I don't like to get into that because I just don't know. I have not heard anything that he's hurt. I think it's just a little bit of the yips. Look, guys, he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. He's a phenomenal player. I would not be shocked if he has a stretch this year where it's just 20 straight touchdowns without a pick. He's just struggling right now. It's okay. I mean, it's not okay in the sense it's hurting the team, but it happens. Do you Mahomes' stats and reps is fun to watch? Yeah, I mean, I think right now it does factor in a little bit to the play calling because he's just so dynamic. I think it's more about how dynamic he is than anything else, but they'll have to figure it out. And I agree, Andrew. Sometimes it is with the national media. And look, I cover the league on a national basis. Obviously, I'm not on ESPN or NFL Network, but I think yes, a lot of times it's about who can say the most ridiculous thing and get themselves out there and get themselves a little bit more shine. And it's too bad. It's dumb. It's a dumb way to cover the league. And I can honestly say to you, look, I may have plenty of wrong takes in my life. I am never going to say something that I don't believe, ever, ever. I think that's just a disgrace. I think it's taking away from the people. I think it's an insult to the people that listen to you and the people that like your content. All right, so I'll close with this, guys, real quick, just to wrap up. Um, I'll answer this question real quick. Do you think it's worth shifting to power run? Yeah, they should be power run. The hell with the RPOs. Run the damn ball behind the interior of that offensive. But that interior of the offensive line is great. It's the best part of the team. Should be pounding the football. And has my point of view changed from the Titans game? No, they've been awful. They were awful against the Giants too. But this game, my perspective changed, and this is actually a good segue. I said, guys, on Monday night, I thought the Chiefs were going to get killed in this game. I really did. The Chiefs had the talent to win it. They show no inclination to do it. Now that Rodgers is out, it's a totally different ballgame. The Chiefs have to win this game. This is, as much as COVID's a serious deal, and I hope Aaron Rodgers is fine. From a football standpoint, it is a gift from the football gods that he's not playing this game. It is. And I'm not like sitting here reveling in the fact that the guy is COVID. That's no good, right? Again, you hope for the quickest recovery. Hope he's fine. Hope he's asymptomatic. But yes, from a football standpoint, the Chiefs caught an enormous break. You have to take advantage of it and win the game. You have to get to 5-4 and go to Vegas and then go win that game, but one game at a time. They still have to win this game. The way the Chiefs have played, would it really shock anybody if Jordan Love goes for 350? But yes, now I do go from where I thought the Packers would win this game by 10, 14 points. I now do go to, I think the Chiefs will win this game because it changes everything the Packers can do. You have to spoon feed the offense. He's never played. It's not even like he's an experienced backup. This is a totally different deal. So yes, it changes everything. All right. That being said, I'm actually back tomorrow. I'm back with Patrick Allen. We'll preview the game. We'll go in depth. We'll have more thoughts. But thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, click that thumbs up button. Give it a like for you guys. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you haven't subscribed to the podcast, it's on iTunes. It's on Google Play. It's on Spotify. Give it a like. So I am out for right now. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining us. And until then, have a good day. We'll talk tomorrow. Chiefs, Packers, a lot different than we thought it was going to be.